Greetings, Red Wolf Nation, and welcome to Inside IU East Sports. Hard to believe with the weather outside, but it's actually time for tennis season here at IU East, and here to preview the 2019 IU East tennis spring season is Coach Erskine Ratchford. So, Coach, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me here.
All right, we've got a lot of people to meet, so we'll get right to it. So, first off, before we start meeting the players, I was going to ask you to kind of sum up last season, which in the tennis world, it's almost, you've had two last seasons since we would have last talked, because you had the last spring championship season, plus the fall preparation season during this school year. So if you could kind of sum up those kind of two past seasons.
Yeah, last spring season, going back almost a year now, I think we had a fairly successful season both for the men and women. We began to bring in some new players of high caliber performance, certainly helped bolster our overall team and our results. I was pleased with that, in our performance in the conference tournament, which is you can almost say it's almost the end all, because that is the means to get to the nationals. We got to the semis in both men's and women's division, and we performed well. And certainly we want to build on that and go beyond that. But I was pleased with the results, and then leading into the fall season just past here, our 2018-2019 season. We continue to improve with the players that we have on board, made us stronger. Both the fall season, men's and women's teams performed well, have a great record, beat some tough teams. But that is basically our secondary season, which is kind of a building block for what we're, again, heading into our primary season, spring for men and women, conference matches, conference tournament. Again, to win that conference tournament and get to the nationals, that's the path we want to go.
And then speaking of the season that's about to happen, fill in this blank for me. You'll consider this season to be a success if blank. How would you fill in that sentence?
I guess we've got two aspects to it. For me, the season, both for men's and women's, would be successful if we have a winning record against our conference opponents. The conference is going to be tough this year. And I would really view it as a success. We get to the finals, and either the men, women, or both win their matches in the finals, and we get to advance to the nationals. That would be a very successful season for us.
It would be a first time here at IU East, so definitely cheer for that.
We'd be very excited.
So let's go ahead and meet the teams. We'll start with the women's team. We'll start with the returnees, kind of going by age from most experienced to the newest. So first off, Morgan Jackson, all-conference honoree last year.
Morgan had played well last year. She's really been working hard, particularly not only in her game, but overall speed and maneuverability around the court. She's the fastest she's ever been, and that, to me, is a real weapon for her. She's got good shots. That mobility and quickness around the court that she's enhanced now has helped her with her shots, too. She hits her target areas well. I think she's going to be a great asset for the team, and she'll be playing 2 singles for us and 1 doubles. And we need the firepower and the quickness to compete with the teams we've got lined up this year.
Morgan is a junior. Another junior, she's been all-conference both of her years so far, Brooklyn Hubbard.
Yeah, Brooklyn, again, has good maneuverability and quickness around the court. I look for her to be a solid player. She's certainly got, I think, our forehand side is her shot that she likes to use, and she's able to place it in all aspects of the court. So she's in the past been a very competitive player, and I expect to see that this year and help contribute to our team.
Okay. The junior class has kind of been the backbone the last few years. Another person that's played and won a lot of matches already, Krystal Schmidt.
Yeah, Krystal, again, she's been working hard. She's developed her game more. Her shots are stronger. She's feeling more comfortable in the midcourt area. She's been solid from the baseline. She's like a wall, and her endurance is without question. She'll be out there. She's, I think, got the record for 4-hour matches out there and just wears her opponents down. But she's built up her serve. Midcourt shots are better, and I think we're going to see Krystal 2.0 in the upcoming season.
Okay, and one more returning junior to meet, Bree Ayers was all-conference a couple years ago and has had good success at the conference individual tournament as well.
Yeah, Bree, again, has a solid game. Her shot selection, I think, is probably one of the best on the team. You know, she picks the shots that seem to be the most uncomfortable or difficult for her opponents. Doesn't make very few unforced errors. You really have to do something to move her out, you know, off the court or hit a winner or something against her because she doesn't give points away. So she's going to continue to be, I think, a real success for us in her position in playing, and looking forward to bringing in those points for us in the matches.
Okay. Then one more returnee. She's a sophomore this year. She actually led the team in wins and singles this past spring, Shelby Good.
Shelby, she's gotten stronger, quicker. We've been working with her serve. Her serve is really strong. Good forehand quickness, and she's a competitor. She just hates to lose, so she'll battle out there. I'm excited to see what she can do, you know, playing for us in singles and doubles. She'll be a contributor to the team.
Okay, so those are the returnees. Got some really good newcomers as well. We'll lead off with Thais Mendez. We possibly could do a whole show about her. I'll give you a few highlights of the resume. The #1 singles individual champion in the conference this past fall, second in the ITA Midwest Regional, and 29th in the national singles ranking. So she'll help.
Yeah, she's done well. You know, in the ITAs, I think she was very close, I feel like, to winning the ITAs, which kind of sent tremors through the established ranks of teams there, particularly the host team. They weren't expecting Thais, and her range of shots, you know, she's got great power, places the ball well, got a great up-court short ball game, drop shots formidable. Well disguised. She's got all the shots of the game, plus she's got a great competitor's mentality. She's tough, gives away nothing, and you know, again, I think she's going to be the player to beat in our conference. And I'm sure everybody in the other teams they're doing their best to figure her out, because she can change her style of game to a method that I think a lot of the players aren't familiar with in the conference. You know, they kind of hit one-dimensionally, and she's got multi-dimensions to her game. And, you know, if you find something out and it works, she just changes the game on you. So fun to watch, and an exciting player.
Then we get 3 more newcomers to meet. This next one is going to sound familiar. It's Ashlynn Hubbard, which is Brooklyn's younger sister. Been a very nice addition to the team in her freshman year. Yeah,
you know, again, following in Brooklyn's footsteps, coming in from high school, you know, she played one there, very successful career. She hits a little bit harder than her sister. She's more, I think, inclined to be aggressive in her shots. So we've been working on taking advantage of that particular part of her game. At the college level, we need a little more quickness and stuff, because if you play harder, faster, the ball comes back a little bit harder and faster. So you've got to get there. At the high school, you can kind of get away with a little bit of things, but she's got herself been working on conditioning. She's really done a good job of that. With all that, plus her, you know, background in her game, I think she's going to be a really good contributor for the team also.
Savannah Hawk from Hagerstown has come aboard this year. Talk about her contributions.
Yeah, Savannah is, I think, just an all-around good athlete. You know, she's quick around the court. She's physically strong. And she's been working on her game. She's got a really nice serve, and it continues to develop. It's consistent. It's got, you know, good power behind it. She's developed her forehand, and she continues to develop other aspects of her game to be a better player. Singles, I think she'll be a great singles player for us. Got good endurance, and she just battles. And we're working on her doubles skills too, because I think she's got parts of her game that would mesh nicely into a doubles partner.
And finally, rounding out the freshman class, Meagan Sasher from Rushville.
Meagan, again, is a new player for us, and she's been building her game consistent. You know, she's built herself up so now that she can handle the power and stuff of other players. She's a good competitor. She loves playing, and she just works hard at it. So I see her becoming better at what she's doing, developing her skills, and certainly being able maybe a participant in our matches for us.
All right, so we've met the women's team for IU East that'll represent the Red Wolves this coming spring. When we come back, we'll meet the IU East men's tennis team right here on Inside IU East Sports.
3 years ago, I came here to play basketball here at IU East, and I'm a business finance major, and I really just wanted to get into a bank, and First Bank Richmond was very accepting and gave me an opportunity. I kind of got to see more as an employee instead of a student athlete of how they really impact the community. Back home, I feel like there's really not an organization like First Bank Richmond that gives back to their community like they do here in Richmond. First Bank Richmond is just very generous in all that they do in the community, and that is tremendous.
Hi, I'm Kyle Tom with Caldwell Banker Lingle. I've been blessed to be a broker here in the Richmond-Wayne County community for over 25 years, and I love our community. I would like to take this time to thank you, my customers, clients, friends, and family, for giving me the opportunity and the support to be able to give back to the charitable organizations and youth activities in our community. If you're thinking of selling your home, join our team and help be a part of giving back to the youth in our community.
IU East has a beautiful campus. We're in Richmond. We're located on the northern side of town on about 180 beautiful acres. We have 5 buildings. The first one was Whitewater Hall. That was built in 1974. And most recently, we've added our 5th building, which is the Student Events and Activity Center, and that opened in 2016.
I think one of the things that often folks don't realize, we have 3,700 students here. Our campus is really split in a way. We have about half of those students are traditional age students who are coming right out of high school, and they're doing all of those typical things that college-age students do. And then we have this other aspect of our campus that's online, and that serves about half of our students as well. And so we're able to serve both of these groups in a really great way.
We are an Indiana University campus right here in Richmond, so students can get an IU degree in their region.
An IU East degree holds just as much weight as a degree from IU Bloomington does, except you're getting a degree at a fraction of the cost as you would at a different campus. So I'm able to graduate debt-free in May, and that's something that a lot of students aren't able to say.
We have a small enough campus that students will really get to know their faculty, and their faculty will get to know them, yet it's large enough so that we have a full campus life and students get the full college experience.
This campus can be everything that you want it to be. You just want to come and go to class, you can do that. But if you want to be somebody who is out in front and leading and noticed, you're going to get that chance. And that doesn't happen everywhere.
What if a home phone could also be a smartphone? And what if that home phone could save you money on your home and wireless bill at the same time? With Xfinity Voice, you get amazing technology like readable voicemail on your smartphone, caller ID on your TV, and even text messaging, all for a low price. Start saving with unlimited nationwide talk and text and switch to Xfinity Voice for just $19.99 a month for 12 months. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Almost done.
Now you can pay your bill, manage your appointments, and check your connection status. Anytime, anywhere.
Oh, so you're protesting? Okay.
Introducing Xfinity My Account, available on any device.
What can I do for you today?
My throat's been hurting all day and I have class in an hour.
Okay, let's get you feeling better.
Receive quality care without the wait. Read Health Now, right beside you.
Hi, how can I help you? My daughter has a fever and she isn't feeling well.
Okay, let's get her feeling better.
Receive quality care within the comfort of your own home. Read Health Now, right beside you.
And welcome back to Inside IU East Sports, joined by Coach Erskine Ratchford from the IU East tennis program. We've just met the women's team. Now let's meet the men's team that'll represent IU East in the 2019 spring season. So again, Coach, we'll go from oldest to youngest with the returnees. So that means leading off Hunter Wilson, one of the two seniors, an all-conference performer last year.
Yeah, Hunter, each year he's just gotten better and stronger at his game. He's tall. But he's quick about the court. He loves to compete, and he's just a real fighter. I mean, when he's on the court, you're going to get 100% out of him. He's played some matches where they've been very tough, and it's just come down to a matter of who's going to be willing, to take that final step or, do what it takes to push yourself over the line. He's fully capable of that. Great shots. He disguises them well. And just hits the angles. So I'm excited to have Hunter on board. He'll definitely be contributing towards our matches this year.
Senior class also includes Keaton Acres out of Terre Haute.
Yeah, Keaton, is another good hitter. He's got a lot of firepower, and it doesn't seem, but just the other day Keaton was coming on board, but each year he's again built his game up. Good serve. Aggressive player, singles or doubles, there's a place for him on the team there, and I'm excited to have Keaton on board. Just a good guy.
Moving on to the returning juniors, the next couple I'm going to mention came from a strong NJCAA program in Florida. First up, Pablo Munoz was all conference last year.
Yeah, Pablo, he's right at the top of the lineup. We've got, some players now. It's a nice problem to have. Our skill set of our players is very, very close. So we can kind of move things around. But Pablo, he's got shots that you can almost try to figure out how, if you could dream up stuff, how could you hit these things? Great touch, short game, but what is remarkable is his power. I mean, he's a strong guy, absolutely powers the ball. Forehand, volleys are rock solid. He's going to be right in the hunt for the top group there, and just a pleasure to watch play. I mean, when the other teams know they've got a competitor on the other side, and they better bring something to the table, otherwise their match won't last long. And
someone else who's a pleasure to watch play, Max Fondez, another junior.
Yeah, Max and Pablo are kind of like a match set. I mean, both of them are physically strong. Max, when I walk behind either Pablo or Max, I feel like I'm walking behind two linebackers, and I'm just a little guy. But with the size, they're quick as cats. Max is strong, hits huge serves. We were out there messing with the radar gun last year, and I think Max was hitting something like 120 miles an hour. Goes through strings pretty good, but that's okay. If you can hit 120, we'll get all the strings you want. Solid, doesn't miss shots, just an all-around good player. So he's going to be right in there too. And, again, I'm very excited to have him on board.
The last two I mentioned from Chile, another one also a junior from Chile, Vicente Herrera in his junior year.
Yeah, Vicente, he's got lots of shots too. He's played a lot on the clay. His game is a good, solid game. He's added more power. And he's been working on developing his consistency. So he's going to be, a good addition to our team and in the lineup there, both in singles and doubles.
And junior class also includes a guy who I think has been a contributor to more IU East athletic events than everyone between tennis and basketball manager, and he also contributes to some of our other sports. So Austin Gick, one of our juniors.
Yeah, Austin is always there for us there. He loves tennis. I know he likes the basketball, and, every now and then I hear some of his exploits in basketball, but he's been with us, and I'm very, very happy to have him on board, and look forward to having him, involved with us in the matches this year.
Two returning sophomores to talk about. First on the list alphabetically, David Bennett from just down the road in Newcastle.
Dave is a tall, big guy, a lot of power. His serve's right up there too. He's really built his serve up, and his singles. He's probably a singles game. He's a tough competitor there. Been working on his double skills and getting that in place. I look forward to seeing David in the lineup and performing well. And again, when he's hitting his first serve, you almost have to go back to the fence to kind of dig it out. It's hit with a lot of speed. So, and his forehand's strong too. And a fast guy too. I feel like I'm blessed now with people that move quickly around the court.
And one more sophomore, Braden Williams from Lafayette.
Yeah, Braden, again, he's amped up his power. He's a solid player. Looking forward to him to be a contributor to help us with that. Excited to have, Braden on board with us.
And then we've got a long list. You're blessed with a pretty sizable roster this year. So that was just the returnees. We've also got some newcomers to talk about. First one, he's got came to us from a college in Iowa. Manuel Roman, who I believe played number 1 throughout most of the fall season for you.
Yeah, he's fast around the court. Just absolutely unloads on the forehand. He can just about hit any shot in the book. Big serve, a real competitor in singles and doubles. His double skills are really good too. Beautiful volleys. He's quick at the net. If you're going to try to power something through him, that's an exercise in futility. He just puts the things away. So he's going to be right in the top there too. And it's nice to have all these options here, to have players, like him that can contribute so much.
Another newcomer that I suspect will contribute, Francisco Perez. First year here. During the fall, he led the team in singles wins. So talk about what you expect from Francisco.
Yeah, he's kind of guy that just goes about his matches in a workmanlike manner. Got a big forehand, hits good serves, doesn't make any loose errors. Again, fast around the court, attacks when opportunity. Good doubles partner. He partners mostly with Manuel, but he could change at any time. Just a great player. He will continue to bring in W's too. He's just a solid player. So that's a very nice thing to have.
And of the newcomers, there's 3 freshmen to talk about. The first one, a real nice find from Bedford, Ian Dolman.
Yeah, Ian is a real solid all-court player, fun to play. I mean, he'll grind it out. He's got good groundies. He continues to develop his game. He'll be playing for us in the lineup, I feel, this year, working on his short game, coming in mid-court and attacking volleys. He's so solid from the baseline in his past. He's been able to do what he wants to do from that area. But in the college area, you're going to get the short ball. You got to know what to do with it, how to attack it, and then you got to come forward. And he's adding that to his repertoire shots and building his serve. So, it's another good addition to our team.
Okay. A little closer to home, this freshman, Nick Mustn from Connorsville.
Yeah, Nick loves tennis. He's a solid player, hits a big forehand. He's been working hard in his game, a good athlete. I think he's going to be a solid addition to our team and be a contributor too.
Again, just so many options to choose from here.
Yeah.
We'll wrap it up from Crown Point in Indiana, up in Northwest Indiana. Ethan Scott rounding out the freshman class.
Yeah, Ethan, again, is a solid player. He hits a hard ball. He's good at powering it around. He's a real competitor, too. He gets out there, and if he has to, he'll grind and do what it takes to win that point. Just got a good attitude about the game. So, again, I feel like here we go. We got another good person on our team that can help us put together, a strong overall team.
Got a couple minutes left. One note I wanted to be sure to make, the women's team, obviously they're student athletes, team GPA in the fall over 3.6, which is kind of unheard of for a team that big. So kudos to the women's team in particular for their academic performance. And then with the couple minutes we have left, just anything else you'd like the community out there to know about this tennis team this year? Just a lot of good players, and they're going to be playing in, from what you're telling me, a lot of good matches.
Yeah, this semester, this spring season, they have got the absolute toughest lineup of matches. The men and the women both played a nationally ranked team in the fall, sort of as a prelude to this season. The men have got 5 nationally ranked teams to play. In addition, in the spring, the women have 4. And then we have our conference teams, which are going to be tough. The conference is at its all-time strongest. There's a lot of good players on our conference teams. We have no easy matches, and so we've been working on conditioning a lot because we know it's going to be a factor with all these tough matches. Good to have the shots, but you've got to have the capability to stay out there and battle that distance, whatever it is. So, get a chance, come out and watch these. You're going to see a lot of firepower on both sides and a lot of exciting tennis.
All right, so it all gets underway in the last week of February. IU East, both the men and the women, they were the number 2 pick in the River States Conference preseason coaches poll, so a lot of people expect the Red Wolves to be contending for that conference championship. If you're just learning about IU East tennis, the home matches are played at the Kyle Tom Courts at Glenn Miller Park, right in the heart of the park, right in the heart of Richmond. You can look at the whole schedule at iueredwolves.com for both the men's and the women's teams. So, Coach Ratchford, thank you so much for joining us to look ahead to the season. And thank you for joining us here on Inside IU East Sports. I'm your host, Kyle Wright from the IU East Athletic Department, and we look forward to seeing you next time.